Hey everyone, Novice Shooter here with another product review. In this one, I went ahead and I purchased the Rapid Assault Tactics book from Paul Vunak, and I have to say that um, the book delivers what it promises. Okay, it's an overview of fight techniques. It does give you some very clear um, actions you can take in the situation. It does give you the benefits of his decades of experience as a fighter, as a trainer of Navy SEALs, um, as somebody who's studied martial arts for his entire life. It is not a typical manual. For example, he's not going to show you diagrams like one of these books. Like you're not going to get that. You're going to get some images that will give you some basic ideas of the moves he's talking about, and he describes the images, which are photographs. Additionally, he gives you a lot of background mindset. There's a great interview in there with Bruce Lee, um, and you get a general sense of basically how to survive and what are some of the options available to you. It is not a training guide that is going to teach you exactly what to do every step to strengthen which part, except he does tell you the best use is to actually work with a partner. But if you don't have a partner like me, that's a little bit frustrating. But even myself, without a partner, I did find some of what he said really useful. Some of it I guess, shocking to my sensibilities, which is pretty much what you want if you're talking about surviving a street fight, which is what this is. Surviving a street fight, not learning Wu songs breaks manacles or something like that. Um, so, does it leave you hungry for more? Well, yes and no. It certainly leaves me with a clear sense of the brutality that I um, should use in order to make sure that I come out of this in a very clear sense. And this kind of brutality is more hand-to-hand brutality and tooth and nails brutality, as opposed to kind of the more I don't know idealistic ways that I may have been considering um, fighting in hand-to-hand combat. So there's one line in here that's really great where he talks about one of his training centers where they literally had to paint the floor red because there was so much blood all over it because he's a fighter. Okay, so it's not really what he's talking about. It's not about training yourself as a martial artist as much as it is, surviving a brawl. And for that, I got to give him his props. So if you want a general overview, there's a lot of stuff in this book that is not directly related to telling you fighting techniques and fighting movements and stuff like that. That's actually a relatively small part of the book compared to the other things that he includes in here. But you certainly get a sense of his expertise. You certainly get a sense that he's right. What he says is directly applicable and is helpful. And even if you don't practice these techniques on a regular basis, it certainly gives you some ideas that can come in handy if basically if you need them. It does open up with a section that gives you various fighting um, elements and how you can train them with like heavy bags or um, techniques. But it's a great book if you have somebody that you want to train with who's willing to go through the motions with you. So overall, was it worth the minor cost to get this kind of change in perspective? I would say yes. How could you put a price tag on that? So if you're interested in getting kind of a wake up call, for some real fighters, you don't need this, but for some of us who are more like armchair quarterbacks who are coming to self defense um, as an older person or as someone who got into fights when I was a kid, but as an adult, I didn't mix it up very much. Uh, is this book something that will provide a wake up call? Yeah, I would say the book rang my bell. Okay. And I don't know if you can ask for anything else for what you can encapsulate in a small volume like this. So, Paul Vunak, thank you for the wake up call. Some of this was hard to read, but I actually appreciate the fact that um, you put it in front of me so I can understand that maybe I, with my quote unquote civilized mentality, may not be thinking this way, but that doesn't mean the person who's starting to fight with me is not thinking this way. So, thank you. Really an eye opener, I think, in a lot of ways. So if you're interested in the Rapid Assault Tactics book from Paul Vunak, I say go ahead, pick it up. Um, and if you like this video, please like it, share it, subscribe it, and let me know in the comments what you think. So once again, this is Novice Shooter um, saying thanks for listening, and I will see you on the range.